When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride. Just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See, prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing steal out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to visit. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride. Just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya. Praise ya. Praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But
Shalom Facebook, Shalom YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy class. Today we're in the book of Daniel. But before we get started, does anyone have any questions? Are we on Facebook? Okay, I don't see it over here. Okay.
I just got a little one of your commentaries, Daniel. I don't know why I got it in Daniel 9, but it says Timothy was like Daniel, sickly and told to drink wine. I never thought about that.
Well, Daniel what? 9 and what?
No, I'm saying it was just something I had underlined. You must have said in one of your commentaries. Timothy was like Daniel, sickly, told to drink wine.
Well, it told Timothy to drink wine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I never thought that he was sickly. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had some thoughts about Paul being kind of sickly, because in one of his letters he said his letters are bold, but he looks weak.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they weren't immune just because they were apostles and prophets.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
they weren't immune to physical ailments.
But Paul, you look at him, because I never thought about that because it's on the run all the time. Jay.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, El. Shalom, El.
Shalom.
We had 2 questions from a children's class yesterday, and we were finishing up, well, we almost finishing up the book of Ecclesiastes. The first question is from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 14.
Okay, it says, "For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor."
Who is that referencing to? Because I got conflicting. My first thought when I seen, I thought about Yahshua, but he wasn't in prison.
Well, you have to look at verse 13 too.
Okay.
It says, "Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor." So you have to look at those 2 verses together, and it's talking about a foolish king, and it's talking about in verse 14, "For out of prison he cometh, the king cometh to reign." Right? Whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. So you go back up to verse 13, it says, "Better is a poor and a wise child." So put that with verse 14, "Whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor." So better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king, who will no more be admonished. For out of prison the king cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor, but he's a wise child. Let's look at verse 15.
Okay.
"I considered all the living which walk under the sun, with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So you just can't single verse 14 out without looking at the rest of those verses.
I see. Okay.
So they're all tied together, and they're all talking about a foolish king and a wise child. All right. In verse 15, I considered all the living which walk under the sun with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. Now there's a second child. All right, so what is the second child about? You got the first child as a wise child. But now you have a second child that's going to stand up in whose stead? The king or the first wise child? So this second child is going to stand up in his stead, and I'm looking at the king, the foolish king. I'm looking at that king that's going to stand up in that king's stead. That wise child going to stand up. The second child going to stand up in that king's stead,
Okay, that makes sense.
and he going to reign.
So the second child is going to reign.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't put that together.
I've seen this thing before. I had to look at it myself a few times.
Okay.
You're a white man, you don't understand like we do.
So who was the second child?
The one that's going to reign in the stead of the king. It don't give it any name. He's just getting scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that hadn't taken place yet.
No, it just this is slow-mo. This is wisdom. This is how he sees things. This is not anything that's actionable. It's been done. It's going to be done. It's just like all the rest of his Ecclesiastes and all the rest of Proverbs. These are just wise sayings.
Man, I would have never. I kept looking at it. I said, man, I just don't. I said, I just kept looking at the house. I just don't. I couldn't put it together. So that I think that makes sense because now I seen it, but now I didn't see it. The second child. I seen it, but now I see it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, you really pay much
I
attention
just read past it. Been reading past it. So now it makes sense. That second child is going to be because you got a foolish king, right? And then you have a
wise child.
a
That's
wise
poor,
child that's poor.
right? Then there's a second child that's going to reign in the stead of the foolish king.
That foolish king. Okay. So that wise child is still going to be there because, or how does that work?
The wise child represents wisdom.
Okay.
Again, this is not physical.
All right, I see. Okay.
All right, these are things that slow-mo sees in life.
Okay, that's a lot right there. Okay. So that wise child is wisdom. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's not a particular person. Okay. So all right. Oh, praise y'all. Yeah.
You got another one?
That was a lot to break down. Okay. And the second one is Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 7.
Verse
And-
7?
Yes, sir. Is that referencing someone who is gosh, we start with a P. It's on top of my tongue.
You say verse 7?
Yes.
So all the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not filled.
Is that someone who is proud?
No, listen. Yahweh made us to want to eat. That's our main goal, is to eat. That's how we sustain ourselves.
Okay, and that's what I was explaining with the mouth part. But I didn't. So this is
That's
actually
it
about
says-
physically eat.
Yeah, physically eat.
Fine.
So, I mean, that's the way Yahweh made us, that we have to consume something to survive.
Okay.
Right? So in verse 7, it says, all the labor of man is for his mouth. That's why he's working, so he can eat. Right? And yet, the appetite is not filled, he's going to get hungry again. I mean, it'd be filled for a moment once he finishes eating, but later on, he's going to be hungry again. So the appetite is not filled.
Okay. All right. Because I explained in the sense that I knew the mouth, you can only do two things with the mouth, eat and talk, basically. But when I said the appetite is not filled, I was thinking of someone who is gluttonous.
No, not necessarily gluttonous. Just he's just going to get hungry later on.
He's just gonna get, okay. So
Yeah.
I overthought it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that it.
That's it, Elder. Praise y'all, I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that 12 to, that chapter 4 though, 12 through 16, that really was a breakdown right there.
Mm.
Praise y'all. I couldn't get, I wrapped my mind around that for, I said I can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't connect all of them together.
Right,
I looked at just that one verse.
right.
And then when you said about that second child, I just totally didn't see that. I seen it, but I didn't see it.
Right.
They say, but the man don't work, he don't eat.
Ecclesiastes
That is.
chapter 4,
Mm-hmm.
12 through, the question was out of 14, but Elder broke it down from 12 through 16. Man, I tell you, I was stumped. I really appreciate that, Elder. Praise God.
Praise God.
All right. Yes. Once. I'm going to go back and re-explain that to him.
You was at 14?
Yeah, the question was out of 14, but Elder took it from 12 through 16.
No, 15.
15, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can see why he was the wisest man. Slow-mo.
Who?
I said I can see why he was the wisest man.
Oh, yeah, he had some heavy duty stuff there.
Yeah, that's, you just can't.
Yeah, you got to read it for a while. Any more questions? All right, then, well, let's go ahead and get started. Again, we are in Daniel chapter 11. Now, I'm not going to read all of Daniel chapter 11 because the initial verses in Daniel chapter 11 are actually the story. So we're not going to dwell on the historical parts of Daniel. So what I would like to do is kick this off in verse 1 so we get an understanding of what's being said.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus,
Hold on. 11.
Daniel chapter 11.
I keep missing, I did that yesterday, didn't
What's wrong, Steve?
I? Joe Biden. I'll get it right sooner or later.
You messing with me.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 11.
Chapter 11, verse 1.
Oh, okay.
You looking at chapter 9?
Yeah, what it was, I thought that,
Let me call Joe. Joe.
no, what it was, I thought we were starting at chapter 9.
Well, he just mentioned something in chapter 9. But
Okay, Daniel chapter 11, where we're starting at now.
verse 1.
Oh, okay. Also I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I, stood to confirm and to strengthen him.
Now, understand who Darius the Mede is. He's that same Darius that came and took over Babylon from Belshazzar. Remember, Belshazzar had a vision of a handwriting on the wall? And so with that vision, Daniel told him that he saw some letters that he didn't understand. But that night, after he found out what it meant, Darius the Mede came in and took over Babylon. So this is that same Darius the Mede that he's talking about here. Now this is the angel talking. Okay, it's going on from chapter 10. At verse I picked up verse 18, chapter 10, verse 18. Then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not, peace be unto thee. Be strong, yea, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened, and said, Let my master speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou not wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I have gone forth, lo, the prince of Greece shall come. But I will show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things, but Michael your prince. Also I in the first year of Darius, to me even I stood to confirm and strengthen him. Go ahead, Brother Stephen, pick it up at verse 2.
And now will I show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the 4th shall be far richer than they all. And by his strength, through his riches, he shall stir up all against the realm of Greece. And a mighty king shall stand up, that shall rule with great dominion, and do according to his will. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken, and shall be divided toward the 4 winds of heaven, and not to his posterity, nor according to his dominion which he ruled, for his kingdom shall be plucked up, even for others beside those.
So now we're talking about the coming Greek Empire here. Now remember, now we talked about this in Daniel chapter 8. We talked about the he-goat and the ram. Well, we're talking about the same scenario here, because there is nothing being written during the Greek Empire, but Daniel being told that this is what's going to be happening. So we know what, we don't want to dwell on the history of the Greek Empire, because it's going to break it down to what's already happened. So what we're going to do is go over here to verse 36. Now this is, well, I'll tell you what, let me see here. Brother Stephen, pick this up in Daniel chapter 11 and verse 27. Now, the reason I'm starting here is because now we're about to see the Roman Empire about to come on the scene, but also we're going to see the Maccabean Wars in these verses here. So pick it up at verse 27, Brother Stephen.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 27. And both these kings' hearts shall be to do mischief, and they shall speak lies at one table, but it shall not prosper, but yet the end shall be at the time appointed.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall he return into his land with great riches, and his heart shall be against the holy covenant, and he shall do exploits and return to his own land. At the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south, but it shall not be as the former or as the latter. For the ships of Greece shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return, and have indignation against the holy covenant. So shall he do. He shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant.
Now again, in verse 29, it says, at the time appointed he shall return and come toward the south. That's Egypt. But it shall not be as the former or as the latter. For the ships of Chittim of Greece, but these are not Grecian ships. These are Romans using Greek ships, because the Roman Empire is about to come on the scene. And just before it comes on the scene, you got up here in verse 30, it says, for the ships of Greece shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return to him. Indignation against the Holy Covenant, because he wanted to take over Greece. We're talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, wanted to take over Egypt. You have indignation against the Holy Covenant, and so shall he do. he shall even return and have intelligence with them that forsake the holy covenant. So again, we got a situation where the priesthood is being sold. As a matter of fact, from this point on, there are none that are Aaron's seed being priests. They are being appointed by the king and who's reigning at the time. So you remember what the priest said about their fear of the Roman Empire taking their place from them when they had that issue with the Mashiach. Right, it's best that one die for all the nation, than for all of us to be removed. Well, again, the king in power would appoint the priest of the land. So in this case, we got Antiochus Epiphanes buying the priest. They're selling the priesthood to Antiochus Epiphanes that are not of the seed of Aaron. All right. So this is what he's referring to. But we're talking about the Maccabean Wars. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that maketh desolate.
So we know what that's referring to. Talking about that sow that they tried to force the Jews, not the Jews, but the priests, to sacrifice unto Zeus. All right. So it says, and such as do wickedly against the covenant. You haven't read that, have you read that, Steve?
No.
Verse 32. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 32. And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits.
Mm-hmm.
And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoils many days. And when they shall fall, they shall be holpen with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries. And some of them of understanding shall fall to try them, and to purge, and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed.
So again, we're looking at the Maccabean Wars in these verses here, from verse 30 all the way down to verse 35. Now in verse 36 is going to jump up to our time. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor to desire women, nor regard any god, but he shall magnify himself above all.
Now, how is he doing this? Well, we got his story already in 2 Thessalonians.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go there right quick. So all this ties in together. Yeah, we just got to give you the spirit to look at here a little and there a little. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, Brother Stephen, read verse 1 through verse 12. Now we're talking about the same guy here. It says in Daniel chapter 11, verse 36, it says, and the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God, the Elohim of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor to desire women, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all. So that in itself points to the Pope, because he's not going to have a desire for women. And I don't recall when the last Pope was married, but most of the recent popes have not been married. So this points again to that Pope. So let's pick it up in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, brothers. Talk about the same guy, this king, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Adonai Yeshua the Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that you be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of the Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a following away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called Elohim, all that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember you not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Adonai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause Elohim shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
So again, we're talking about the same person. So it's very important that that temple be built. And they're working on that now. They got everything that's supposed to go in the temple. They got the people trained to be priests and offer up sacrifices. So it's just a matter of time for the structure to go up. And I'm pretty sure they know where they're going to put it. They know they can't put it on at the Dome of the Rock in the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So it has to be somewhere else. Because that all hell will break loose if they do that. But let's go back to Daniel chapter 11 and pick up the rest of what this guy is going to be doing.
Ellen, on this strong delusion, will that be upon his own people also? That would not believe?
You're talking about in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to send them strong delusion? Yeah, they're going to think he's God. That's how strong that delusion is going to be. Yeah, you pick that up in chapter 13 of Revelation. Because we got the same thing here, because in verse Daniel chapter 11, it says, he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every God, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of God. So we're talking about the same guy that we're referring to in 2 Thessalonians. So with this last pope we had, he's kind of laid back, doesn't say too much. You don't hear nothing about him. He's not pleased with America for kicking these illegal aliens out.
Talking about this pope right now?
This pope now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know who it was, it might have been Trump, but somebody said, well, why don't you take him over to the Vatican? You don't have them kind of people coming in your place at all.
I think they drew up, gosh, I seen it this week, yo. I thought about you because they drawn up some plan for God, this peace treaty. And I know Putin's not sitting on that, and Xi Jinping is not sitting on it, but they asked Trump and other major world leaders are signed off.
The something about peace.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. This brand new organization is supposed to rival the UN.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump complaining the UN ain't doing that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we talking about the same thing. So, like I said, Putin and Xi Jinping didn't sign up on it, but he asked the Pope to sit on there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he did. He asked the Pope. So the Pope didn't give him an answer yet. So we gonna see. They saying he kind of 50-50 on it, but he did ask him, do we want to sit on this peace agreement?
I can't see him accepting that unless he's in a leadership role.
And
Trump already said, I'm going to be king of this bad boy.
and that's what I was thinking of because I'm going back to what the Bible says. He got to be alone on this thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Pope, like, it can't be nobody else.
Right.
So I was like, that's interesting. He asked him. He didn't say no, but he didn't say yes also.
He's not going to go for it.
I don't think so.
No, he's the Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah. He don't sit under nobody.
That would go against this, what we just read.
Mhm.
Okay, I figured that.
So what's happened, it also reflects what we just read here about this particular guy, this king, and what we read in 2 Thessalonians. It reflects on Isaiah chapter 14. Let's go there.
Where we going?
Isaiah 14, I think we're going to pick it up at verse 12. Yeah, 12 through 17. Now again, remember what we just read in 2 Thessalonians, that this person going to say he's God, and that he's going to do things and make people think that he is God, right? But where is he getting this from? We're going to see right here. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
All right, Stephen, I don't want you to go no further. Look at that whole lot he just said here. He says in verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. Like, where's Yahweh at in that? I will exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Well, that's the temple. That's Jerusalem. Right? So he's going to do this. He said, I'm going to do this, but he's a spirit. So what he has to do is get in somebody so he can fulfill what the desire is, want to be just like God. Because he wants that glory too, just like Yahweh want that glory. Lucifer, Satan want that glory too. Satan want people to worship him. You remember how he tempted the Mashiach? Right? He showed him all the kingdoms in the world in a moment of time. He said, all this has been given to me, and I give it to whom I please, and I give it to you if you fall down and worship me. Right? So this is what Lucifer wants people to do, is to worship him. Satan wants people. He got the whole world worshiping now. Right? Except us. Because we recognize what he's doing, how he's doing these things. He's tricked every Christian in the world to worshiping him. Why? Because they refuse to keep the commandments, keep the law. They're pagan. They translated the book of truth, but can't read it. It states clearly what happens when you worship another god or worship idols. Yeah, you got a problem with Yahweh now. Right. But that was just with us. I mean, he didn't care. Yahweh don't care about the rest of the nation. Y'all been given over to that, right? But with us, yeah, that's a big no-no. So what we have here is Lucifer finally getting in a position for people to worship him by entering into this man that we just read about, the 2 Thessalonians. And he's going to do great works. He's going to proclaim himself to be God. So that, again, that we're looking at the things going to be happening in our time, Yahweh willing. Because we see the nations still don't trust America. They don't trust Russia, China, and now America. They don't trust because it's what Trump been doing.
Right.
He's scared them to death, man. What the hell he doing now? Snatched up a president out of his own country. Then go to Greenland. I want Greenland now.
One thing after another.
Yeah, and tell him what he got coming there.
And it seems, you can see, we think those are big events, but it's been orchestrated by something else. It's something overriding everything he's doing. We don't know yet.
What you mean?
I'm saying it's all leading up to America being destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, New World Order.
Yeah.
But they really covering this thing up, having everybody hating Trump and focusing in on Trump.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, we don't want to really know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people put a lot of hope in Trump.
Right.
But he making some deals and things like that, but nevertheless, it's not going to work
Yeah.
because America has to fulfill the prophecy.
They looking at this man like he a savior. He can't solve the world problem.
But what he's doing is running America like a corporation, because that's what it is. America's a corporation.
It started off with us, didn't it?
One of those news anchors.
I'm saying slaves and people. You know.
America became a corporation in 1871.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's always been by capitalism and free labor and everything, make money.
Yeah.
When they brought us over here.
Yeah, I know. But nevertheless, it's always been a corporation.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
You two CNN, I think it was a clip. They were arguing back and forth, two anchors, and that's what one of them said.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Man, that Trump, he's running this country like a corporation." And the other one said, "Well, technically, if you look at history, America is a corporation."
Mm-hmm.
That's what
It was like a little snippet, and somebody, went found it, snapshot it, and put it on viral. Yeah, because you had all like 18 million people. Like, you go through the comments, and everybody's like, "Yeah, he is running like a corporation."
It's always been about money in America, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what corporations are.
And America, most of the wars in the world, America started all this stuff, right?
The bankers.
Well, I mean, you look at World War II, Japan dropped at Pearl Harbor, so they kind of started that.
Yeah, but it was something else. Didn't you say America imposed an embargo on Japan?
No,
Yeah.
that's what pissed them off.
They ignited that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, but
But it was something they were doing. I think it was because of something they were doing to the Chinese. That's why they had that all embargo.
and then I think you said something else. Quote me if I'm wrong. Didn't you say the Roman Catholic Church had something to do with the Vietnam War?
I don't recall saying that. I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Roman
I
Catholic.
looked it up. I think it's true. They had something. They was in the midst of that. Now I know it was about the aggression of North Vietnam, trying to impose communism, some on North Vietnam, and it was undeclared war, right? And America just got hung up in it and didn't do nothing, just pull out of it like they did Afghanistan.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the vets, man. The vets probably pissed off about that.
Yeah, they were.
Because they didn't win the war.
We had one that came to the camp, and we asked him years ago. I had been in this worry about maybe 3 years. I asked him, brother, what do y'all do over there in Vietnam? Brother said they would tell us to withdraw from this parallel, go so far ahead and withdraw. I said, man, all we did was smoke herb. Fool with them Asian women.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I mean, they had movies about that timeline, man. They did have had sex with them women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to Daniel.
Oh,
I just wanted to,
Shan texted me. He said it's called the Board of Peace.
The Board of Peace?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
What it is. Yeah, I forgot what it was. Board of Peace.
Yeah.
Thanks, Negro.
What did he say?
He said, thanks, Negro.
You got a lot of nerve, man.
Man, Shan, y'all been getting on me for 2 weeks.
Man, we ought to burn a cross in front of his place. He's been doing it. Right? That'll teach you.
Well, I don't know if that's gonna stop him though. It didn't stop y'all.
They got worse.
Y'all still get on white folks' nerves. So let's go back to Daniel chapter 11, brother.
I'm going to start at 36 again.
Okay.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. But that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all.
Mm-hmm.
But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things.
So this reflects in Revelation 13 then, doesn't it? Because that second beast is going to cause the people to make an image to the first beast. And so what we have here in verse 38, but in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious things, stones and pleasant things. So I checked up what that word forces was referring to. And wasn't what I thought. It just means stronghold, rock, strength, or fortress. And so what he's saying, but in his estate shall he honor the God of strength.
Yeah, I had to put military down.
Hmm?
I had to put military down for that.
Military?
It's military.
I guess that's close enough. Because you look at when it says forces, now the Strong's Concordance says stronghold, rock, strength, fortress. Yeah, so that's kind of tied into the military. Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 39.
Mm-hmm.
Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships. And he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over.
So again, we talk about the king of the south, he's talking about Egypt. And the king of the north would be that area around Assyria or Mesopotamia. We're talking about all those things that with Jerusalem being in the centerpiece. Anything south of Jerusalem is Egypt. Anything north of Jerusalem, it could be Assyria, it could be Babylon, all those things that are north of Jerusalem. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 41. He shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon.
So they must be still here.
That's right.
If they're going to be escaping out of his hand, they are still here. Moab and Ammon and Edom, they are still here. That's why I pray Yahweh El Yaakov showing us who Moab and Ammon are. They're in the land now, but they're getting bombed the hell out of. Who's doing it? Edom, Esau.
But
they'll be part of that one world order.
Yeah. They got to be around, right?
Yeah,
What's to rule over for a minute, right?
Right.
Now, when I asked a Christian about Edom, they try to cover their butts about Edom. They say Edom doesn't exist in the law.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, Moab and Ammon, they don't have no problem with them, but Edom, he's dead. But I say, where's that in the Bible where he ceased to exist? You know, well, and I told him, I say, Edom are the people over in Israel saying they are us. He said, no, they are the original Jews. I say, no, the Bible doesn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Well, there's some Gentiles that are starting to speak up about that too. I'm not talking about Candace Owens.
mm-hmm.
She putting that thing on blast. But there's some Gentiles that say these people over here are all Europeans.
Right.
These are not the Jews of the Bible. These are not the children of Israel in the Bible. These are Europeans calling themselves Jews. And as I mentioned before, they refuse to allow anyone to do any DNA tests over there in the land of Israel. But they know what's going to show. Yeah. And the Ashkenazi, people that call Ashkenazi Jews, they're surprised that they're not really Jews. They're European religious converts. They just not finding out.
They just not finding out they're not Jews.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, they just like us. We just finding out we are.
Oh, there it is, right there. My nice contrast.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steph.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 42.
Mm-hmm.
He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt. And the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps.
Mm-hmm.
But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him.
Now, this is already happened. The Pope has a residence in Jerusalem right now.
Okay.
And so at some point he's going to end up in Jerusalem. And that'll be toward the end of that 3.5 years of Great Tribulation. But he himself has to be captured. And that will be when the Mashiach shows up with all the hosts of heaven coming with him. So we got, again, just a small snippet of what's going to be happening in the future. And so we can see the actors that are going to be part of that future already on scene, on the set. So a lot of white people, a lot of Americans think that JC on the way. And because they can see all the trouble out here. But what they don't understand is America will not be here to see the return of the Mashiach.
That goes back to what you said. At least they try. They try.
They try.
Try to
They
understand
want to
this
be
book.
part of this book so bad.
They can't. It wasn't given. It wasn't given to y'all.
They even painted pictures of themselves in our story. Check that. But well, they say, what did they say? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't for the way that they treated us, we'd be flattered.
And you know, Elder, I've watched some of those documentaries. Those politicians now even talking about what's in the Bible.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're saying a lot of things. You know, it's all out of context. But everybody in there's trying to get close to God. So they say America ain't what she used to be, and they know anytime America, well, like you said, he filled America with men like caterpillars. They see
Right.
all this crap going on with these illegals and everything.
Right.
And say, what the hell going on? This
Right.
happened overnight.
Right.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're slaves in our own land.
Well, the thing about that is there's a lot of hypocrisy in this because Obama did the very same thing that Trump doing, and nobody said a word. So Trump doing the same thing now, everybody got a problem with it.
Yeah, he sent over 300,000 of those people back across the fence, right?
3 million.
3 million.
Yeah,
3 million.
sure did.
And then he was downsizing the government.
Right.
That's a Democrat that was doing. That's unheard of.
I know.
And Bill Clinton, he did it, but people don't know. Bill Clinton always said, Ronald Reagan is my role model. So he was not a Democrat. He was a Republican.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these are paid protesters. And so anytime ICE take one of them out, it's big news all over America. Say, oh, look how bad ICE is. They're killing people out here. They're murdering people. They're the Gestapo. Right?
Nice.
Now, the same folks did the same thing on Obama. And again, nobody said a word. But again, what it is these people hate Trump so much that they're paying people to act the fool out there and mess with the federal government. You don't go up against the federal government. They got guns. What you got? Mouth. That's all you got. And you testing these people, and now the court just said that the ICE people can do what they want to do.
I heard that.
Yeah, so and they can come in your house without a judge's warrant.
They got full immunity.
Yeah, yeah. So you going up against them with no guns because you know better. Because you come in there with a gun, they will kill you.
So that search and seizure thing has been thrown out the window, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because like you said, they paid protesters, right?
Right.
And they're not protesting. They're aggressive.
Yeah, they're attacking.
before Kavanaugh signed off and said, "Hey, we're giving you immunity," those I said they were very reluctant to do anything. They'll push them off and maybe spray them with some mace and stuff because those people coming up in their face. You know what I mean? I mean, and taking their cars and using it as shields, using their body as shields for cars. So before then, they was real aggressive, and then got to a point to where they started hurting these people. So now it's like, well, wait a minute. Okay, well, you can't just go run over a police or some law enforcement agents. No, that because that's a weapon. That means you can get killed.
They wouldn't do that to a policeman.
No.
So this is federal. This is ICE. You don't do that to them either.
Yeah.
And they can shoot to kill. You ain't got to have what's it called? Immunity. They got immunity.
Yeah.
So you come at them aggressively, they got the right to kill you.
Yep. And that's
Just like
exactly-
if you go against aggression against a policeman, he got a right to kill you.
Yep. And that's the other one that got killed yesterday. So I guess that's two now.
Somebody else got killed.
Yeah. Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same one that had a gun on him?
It was he was a nurse.
A nurse. Yeah. Was out there.
He didn't make enough money being a nurse.
Shot about
No.
7 times though.
Yeah. But
7
if you-
times?
You look at
Oh,
the
they
photo.
meant for him to go.
But look at the photo, Elder. Look at the photo when you see it.
Okay.
Huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Saul sent it to me last night. He said, "Look at this photo of the person they killed."
Esau.
Man, yeah. I mean, it's overt. You look at as soon as you see. I'll show you the picture. As soon as you see the picture.
Now they shot
So-
him how many times?
It's actually 7 times.
They meant to kill
They
him.
sending a message, ain't
Yeah. But it don't seem to matter some of these people, cause they still coming up against him.
they? They want to be martyrs.
They going.
Yeah, but you don't see much of Jacob in there.
No.
Well, they showing aggression towards them, but they don't want them to be aggressive to them. Like, that don't make sense. It's like you hit someone, you expect to get hit back.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. And like you said, those people going in there, they're not protesting. They're going up there, they're looking for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like, hey, his gloves are off now.
Yeah.
They trying to put that racism, trying to tie our people in it, but we ain't going for it. You know, I mean, you was talking about it yesterday. If the police arrest you, arrest one of our people, you white people, you paid agitators, go snatch him out the car. Or if they about to put him in the car, get in between them. And they want to rile up our people. Man, we ain't falling for that.
No.
No. We have fallen for a whole lot of stuff since we've been in this country, but that one, we ain't got no, like you said, we have no dog in this fight. Why even participate in it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because we know something they don't know. We've been dealing with this thing for 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And them white folks trying to get us all riled up to get involved with that crap. Say no.
Mm.
We have accomplished a lot in them 400 years. And we ain't just throw it away like y'all can. So them brothers and sisters on YouTube said, no, we ain't been part of that.
Young folks, huh?
Uh-huh. Well, these are young folks trying to get Jake to get
Yeah.
involved, right? So Jake responds and said, no, ain't gonna happen, Captain. We got our own hands full. Why we gonna mess with ICE? Then the feds. Yeah, so we ain't got nothing for the police. And you want us to go against the federal government? No, Jake may be stupid. He ain't dumb.
Far from it.
Yeah, he know when to hold them, when to fold them. Go ahead, verse 7.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
So again, look at the scenario. What's coming to pass. We got to come out of that wilderness and take back our land, right? And that's going to cause all those armies to come up against Jerusalem. And it says here in verse 1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth up for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was, and since there was a nation, even to that same time. So Mashiach said the same thing, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. When you see the abomination of desolation stand up in the holy place, he that understand, who that reach, let him understand. So we have the same scenario that somebody's going to cause all the hosts of heaven to come out of heaven. All the armies come out of heaven. And so Michael says Michael is going to be the one leading the charge, but it's actually the Mashiach. And Michael will probably be with him and the rest of the angels. So people see how powerful Michael is, and you're going to fight against this angel? You got one angel that wiped out 185,000 people at one time, overnight. And you going to fight against these people? And then they look black. The angel look black. That should scare them right there.
I mean, that white boy told me.
Huh?
I'm gonna be right there.
Raptor.
I remember that white boy on my job said, "Oh, go ahead, bro."
No, tell me Zach something.
He said, "When Jesus come out the sky, y'all the one gonna be surprised."
Who said that?
This guy on my job years ago. Now he had the wrong name,
Yeah.
but he know what the Messiah looked like. He said, "My dad taught me when I was 5 years old, Christ was black."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He must not have been from the South.
yeah.
He from the South?
Mhm.
They never told us. We got white Jesus all over town, bro. Go ahead, brother. Read verse 1 again.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
So he's looking at the whole thing in a single verse, but we know that's 1,000 years between both events. We got the resurrection of the dead and those that are resurrected with everlasting contempt 1,000 years later. So this all, it goes back to the pattern, the way that Daniel's prophecies are written. It makes it sound like everything's happening all at once, but it actually is happening over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we have here is, again, in verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. That's the resurrection. Some to everlasting life of the Mashiach, because the Mashiach is the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but we already have it talked about here, but it's broken down with the Mashiach, because he said, I'm the resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. That'll be the second resurrection. They're going to be thrown into the lake of fire. But all in one verse 2. Right. Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Mm-hmm.
Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the river, and the other on that side of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders?
Now, notice he called him a man.
Mm-hmm.
But this is an angel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times, and in half. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished.
Now again, we're looking at that time and times and half a time, that's 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing we got in the book of Revelation. The 3.5 years of great tribulation, 3.5 years of the trumpets of destruction and the vials of wrath being poured out, 3.5 years of us being in the wilderness. And so here it is in Daniel, talking about the very same thing, just didn't say 3.5 years, say times and half a time. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished up. Our power's already scattered. You don't have no power at all. People Israel is just not finding out that they're Israel. Now, I don't know about the rest of the people. I know the people in Africa, they know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But here in America, it's been a concerted effort to make sure we never find out who we are. So now that we know, the timing couldn't be better. Because now that we know who we are, now we can understand what this book is saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we know instead of being second-class citizens here in America, we'll be kings ruling the world when the Mashiach sets up.
Praise Yah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Elder, all this money and all this capital, black people live pretty good over here, right?
They did what?
For the most part, we live pretty good in America, right?
Compared to our father, yeah.
And we got some jakes got tons of money, but yet still we don't have no power.
That's right.
That's funny how you always set that thing up.
That's right.
We don't have all this money and all this materialism that we got. I mean, riding around and see these big fine homes and cars. Who will have no power?
Mm-mm. That's it.
Nobody regard us. It's say a white man. You know, we say it quite often. A white man with millions of dollars, he got power. But a brother with millions of dollars, he's just a Negro with a lot of money.
Well, now you can understand the necessity to have your own land.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you got a lot of money, you got your own land, now you got power.
You got power. With land.
Like these
with
white
land,
folks here in
right.
America, they claim this bad boy, and they made money off of it. So how can Jake think he can share power with the white man? You ain't got nothing to offer. You ain't got nothing on the table. All you got is a couple of dollars. The rest of the white folk got the rest of them. Right? So you ain't really got no power if you ain't got no land.
No land, that's right.
Right. Go ahead, man.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Adonai, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end.
You ain't gonna be there anyway.
Right.
What you want to know for? Right? So that's just like the disciples asked the Mashiach about that certain disciples, what about him? He said, if I wanted him to be here till I get back, I'll tell you. So come with me, don't ask no more question about him.
So what is that to you?
Yeah, what is that to you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what is that to you? Mind your own business.
Right.
So we got the same thing here. Go that way, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we just want you to write it down for a future generation. Right. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
Mm-hmm.
And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and come to the 1,305 days. But go you your way to the end be, but thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of the days.
In verse 11, it says, and from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it sounds like it's something we just did with the Maccabean Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they did sacrifice a sow and made the sanctuary desolate because of the uncleanness. All right, but that's going to happen again. Because again, we got a temple. Remember that temple got to be built, and it says here, and from the time of that the daily sacrifice is going to be taken away. So they're going to be sacrificing again. They already got the altar already built. It ain't working right, but it's still built. I imagine they have to build another one. But that we got the same scenario is going to be set up here, right? Esau going to be making daily sacrifices, and this man going to make him stop. And then it says, and the abomination that maketh desolate should set up, right? So that, who is the abomination? What is the abomination? Is it the pig or a man?
There's a man.
It's a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Mashiach said in chapter 24 of Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
He said, when you see the abominations of desolation stand up, who that reads, let him understand.
Right.
Right? So that's that same abomination we're talking about here in Daniel. That some man gonna declare himself God. That's an abomination to y'all. You flesh and blood. How you gonna be called God? And he said, there shall be 1,290 days. Now, according to the book of Revelation, we're dealing with 1,260 days. That's 3.5 years, right? But here we got 1,290 days. That's 30 extra days, right? And then you drop down to verse 12. It says, "Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days." So we're looking at not only an extra 30 days, but also looking at another 75 days added to the 1,260. Right, so we did the math on it, and it ended up being 3.5 months. Right, now where are you going to put that 3.5 months? Because you got some extra days outside of 1,260 days, the 3.5 years. Well, we're looking at that might be the time it takes for us to get up out of here. 3.5 months. So our father came out of Egypt in one night. We can't do that here in America. We can't walk out of America either. So we got to get on boats. So we're looking at that might be the time it takes for us to leave America and get into the wilderness. All right. Let's continue, Brother Stephen. Now, again, I'm not going to dwell too much on some of these prophecies because a lot of it's already happened. It's already been occurred. But let me read chapter 1. Let's read chapter 1 because it ends in prophecy of Hosea.
Yeah, I got a question about that temple. So them building that temple, right? And they're going to be offering up sacrifices. Those sacrifices are not going to be recognized by Yahweh, is it?
No.
So that temple will still be up at the time when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
So would there be a establishment of the Levitical priesthood at that time where they would go in and start doing the work? Like they're building the temple for us because we don't have the means or the transportation to do that.
The closest thing you're going to come to is that you're going to find out who's a Levite, who's not, who's a Judite, who's not, who's a Benjamite, who's not. You're going to find out who you are. But as far as the duties of the Levites, that can't be established because first of all, we don't have access to any animals. Because Esau, he got access to, he got animals.
That's what I was wondering. Will we take over that? Like, no.
Because that's a temple that Esau built. And Yahweh did not tell them to build a temple.
So it had to be torn down?
Yeah.
And rebuilt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was my friend. Okay. That answers my question.
Yeah. In Ezekiel, it gives you the dimensions of the temple. And I don't know what that temple that they got planned on building.
Yeah, that's what
like.
I was wondering. How are they constructing that? Are they constructing that?
They won't show you in the pictures. Unless, I mean, they might have, if you Google it, the temple, what is it, third temple?
Third temple.
Yeah, you might Google it and see.
Okay.
See if they got a picture of it. I think I recall seeing a painting of it, but it's been a while since I've seen that. But as far as sacrifices go, no, we won't be doing any sacrifices at that temple. Okay. And besides that, we don't even know how to do it in the first place. When's the last time we sacrificed? However, that doesn't mean the house of Judah that's still in Africa don't know how to do those sacrifices. Because they're more agricultural in Africa, right? So they would know how to handle animals. We city folk, we don't know about handling no animals. We can't skin no animal, cut his neck and skin him, and then cut him up. No, we ain't used to all that blood. So, if we want our meat already packaged up,
Already ready to go.
with that red dye in it.
All right, praise you.
Yeah, we're not gonna be doing that right now. Go ahead, Stephen. Read down. Just read the whole chapter.
Hosea chapter 1, verse 1. The word of Yahweh that came unto Hosea, the son of Beeri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Yehuda, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. The beginning of the word of Yahweh by Hosea. And Yahweh said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land have committed great whoredom, departing from Yahweh.
So he's prophesying to the northern tribes. Okay, go see. If you notice in verse 1, it says the word of Yahweh that came unto Hosea the son of Beeri in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah. Those are kings of Judah. So he was during the time Isaiah was on the scene at the same time. So you got Hosea in northern Israel and Isaiah in Judah. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Hosea chapter 1.
Read verse 2 again.
Hosea chapter 1, verse 2. The beginning of the word of Yahweh by Hosea. And Yahweh said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land have committed great whoredom, departing from Yahweh.
Now that's unusual for a prophet to marry a whore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you read that in the book of Luke, that woman that came into the Pharisee's house with the alabaster box, and with her tears, she washed Meshach's feet and poured the alabaster box on him, but she was a sinful woman. So we don't know what kind of sinful woman she was. She might have been a whore.
Mm-hmm.
So Meshach really sided with her because the Pharisee was being a hypocrite, and she did everything she's supposed to do. Now with this, Yahweh asking one of his prophet to marry a whore. That's unheard of. But you got to do what Yahweh tells him to do, because then Isaiah have to walk around naked 3.5 years. Yeah. Then you look at Ezekiel, Yahweh told him, you got to eat this stuff. Show Israel their iniquity. They're prophets, man. And they had to do it. They always, you can't say, yeah, really? Let's talk about this.
Can't say no. I mean,
yeah, he didn't say no, but hey, I'm a priest. What you want? You know I know the law. I ain't supposed to eat that.
try to throw the law back on them.
Yeah, I said, well, eat cow dung then. Okay. At least it'll turn back to grass. Go ahead. It didn't say how old the cow dung was either. So you get some dried up cow dung. Yeah, cook that bad boy up.
So when you look at Peter, he got away with it. And when they told him to rise up and eat and slain, and Peter said, I haven't eaten anything unclean or common.
Right. That's that law.
Yeah.
The brother knew the law, bro. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hosea chapter 1, verse 3. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, which conceived and bare him a son. And Yahweh said unto him, Call his name Yisrael. For yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Yisrael upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Yisrael. And she conceived again and bare a daughter, and Elohim said unto him, Call her name Lo Ruhamah, For I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy upon the house of Yehudah, and will save them by Yahweh their Elohim, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. Now when she had weaned Lo-ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said Elohim, called his name Lo-ammi, for you are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living Elohim. Then shall the children of Yehudah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Yisrael.
So we know when it says it's going to point them ahead, we know that's probably Mashiach himself. All right. In verse 4, it says, and Yahweh said unto him, call his name Jezreel for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. So again, remember Jehu, Yahweh told Jehu, I want you to kill off all the Ahab seed. Right? But Jehu nutted up and killed some of the king of Judah's seed. Right? So that's what he's talking about. I'm going to pay him back for that. I didn't tell him to kill off Judah's seed, the king of Judah, and drove his mama mad. I forgot what the dude's name was. Jehoram or something like that. Joram, something like that. Or Jehaziah. All right, so that again with verse 10 and 11, that pertains to us. So nobody would ever believe that we're the chosen people. Let's go to chapter 2, Brother Stephen, and pick it up at verse 14. At verse 14, yeah.
Hosea chapter 2, verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. And I will give her her vineyards from thence and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishai, and shalt call me no more Baali. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall not no more be remembered by their name. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know Yahweh.
So when it says betrothed, do you understand what that means? So married.
That's right.
Right? So we get the same scenario in Ezekiel chapter 20, when it says he's going to purge out the rebels and the transgressors and bring us under the bond of the covenant. Just like he did the first time with the Ten Commandments, those are wedding vows. And so what we have here, the second time he's going to marry us again. And then Jeremiah, he said, I'm already married to you. Right? Pick this up at chapter 3, Brother Steph. Oh, you ain't finished that up, have you?
No, sir.
Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith Yahweh, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the grain, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Yisrael. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy, and I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my Elohim.
We were reading in the book of Romans yesterday. I think you were doing Walt's class. And we ran across Romans chapter 10. And in Romans chapter 10, Paul says, he that calls upon the Lord shall be saved. Right? Now, who is he referring to? What Lord was he referring to? Was it Mashiach?
Nope.
Well, who was it? It wasn't Mashiach. You want to go ahead and look at it? Let's go look at it. Romans chapter 10. Romans chapter 10, verse 13.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
What Lord is he referring to? Is it the Mashiach?
No.
What Lord is he referring to? If it's not the Mashiach.
Yahweh.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
talking about Yahweh. But more so is the way he said it. He's quoting scripture. He's quoting Joel.
Joel, yeah.
2:32.
Mm-hmm. He's quoting Joel, but people don't pick up on that because they think they're talking about Jesus.
But he didn't create nothing. Christ didn't create nobody.
I know, but they say they did. Because we supposed to be in his image.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's pretty slick.
Uh-huh.
Because saying he was a person, oh, boy, they got a con job.
Hey, bro.
That's big time con now.
I'm trying to tell you, he created all the heavens and the earth. He must have snuck back in time. Let me do this first before I get born.
Hey, like you said, they like Paul, but Paul can't save you,
Right.
right? Because it say, yes,
Paul didn't die for their sins.
Yeshua is the judge of the quick and the dead, right?
Mhm.
Living and dead, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I got reference Genesis 4:26 to that, Elder.
4:26.
Yes.
That's talking about Cain and the descendants of Cain, isn't it?
Seth, yeah, it says, and to Seth to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh.
Okay, that's the last verse.
Yes, sir.
In chapter 4.
Yeah.
You know why they decided to call upon the name of Yahweh?
In 26.
Yeah,
Why?
verse 26. So that's when men began to call upon the name of Yahweh, right?
Yes.
You know why?
No.
Because Yahweh, the last time Yahweh spoke was to Cain.
You can't, right?
He hadn't spoken anymore after that. That's why they was calling on him, so they speak to them.
So he did mention. So he did. Yahweh's name was, because I know at some point in time, at this point in time they called him El Shaddai.
Yeah.
Okay. So he actually called him his name Yahweh.
Yeah. Well, no, they call it El Shaddai.
Okay.
Yeah, God Almighty.
Got him. Okay. All right.
Right. But the way they translated, they used the word name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not really a name when you read in Exodus chapter 6. Yahweh told him, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did not know my name.
Mhm.
Right? So Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob didn't know their name, then Cain didn't know it either.
That's right.
Not Adam. Right? His name hadn't been revealed yet.
Right. He did get revealed to.
Right? So again, when it's written that's when men began to call upon the name of Yahweh, because Yahweh had said nothing else to him. He had been talking to Adam, Eve, and Cain. As a matter of fact,
Tell us more.
she's still here,
No. Tell us more.
all the way from the garden, man. Eve is still here.
Typical black woman. Always outlive her husband.
Damn. That's actually right.
Eve, I don't understand, Eve. How is it that Adam died and you didn't?
Tell us that.
Because he wanted to.
God, that's a good one because he wanted to.
Yeah, that's all right, Eve. you did your job. Not sin in the world.
What was that one a few years back we was watching in the office? The woman was sitting the man. He died, and then she looked over, and she died with him, and then he came back up. He came back up and looked at him like, I want to die. I didn't want you to die with, because she seen him die. She went, and he rose back up and was like, no, that ain't the way I wanted it.
I tell you.
But Elder, that was a good one. About that was silence in heaven for 30 minutes. What'd you say?
Why was silence in heaven for 30 minutes? For half an hour. Why was so quiet out there, Eve? She ain't gonna say nothing. Why was quiet for half an hour, Steve?
Well, no black woman over there. She had been kicked out.
See, how come, Sister Eve? Why is it that Adam didn't name you to after y'all sinned? Because you didn't have a name, and Adam gave you your name. That's all right. Let's get back to the class. About to wrap this thing up. We're at Hosea. Yeah. Okay, let's look at Hosea a little bit more. Read chapter 3, Brother 7, because it's prophetic also.
Hosea chapter 3, verse 1. Then said Yahweh unto me, Go yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress according to the love of Yahweh, toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an omer of barley, and in half an omer of barley.
Now this is a whore. Read that verse again, Brother Stephen.
So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an omer of barley, and half omer of barley. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee.
So yeah, that pertains to us. Yahweh got to marry us, even though we've been hoes. He still loves us and want to marry us again. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their Elohim, and David their king, and shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days.
Okay, Brother Stephen, let's go to chapter 12 and verse 1.
Hosea chapter 12, verse 1.
No, sorry, chapter 11, verse 1.
Hosea chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt.
Now, there it is again. Well, Israel is called Yahweh's son.
Mm-hmm.
In Exodus chapter 4, Israel is called Yahweh's firstborn son. And here it is again, saying, I called my son Israel out of Egypt. So that's why we're called Israel, because we are named after his firstborn son.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a name of honor. Yahweh took that honor from us when he brought us over here. All we know, been known for is by bywords and proverbs now. So that's a very, very powerful thing to see that we're the chosen people, but we don't know we're the chosen people. Yeah. Let me see here. I tell you what. Now, I don't want to do. We don't have any more prophecies in Hosea, and the next chapter is Joel, and the prophecy will be in chapter 2 and 3, and that's going to be pretty long. I'm not going to stay on that, so I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for questions before we dismiss. Let me see here. Maybe I can. Let's see. I'll tell you what, Steve. Yeah, I'm pushing it, but let's do Joel chapter 2.
You got time, it ain't nighttime.
Yeah.
Ain't like we gotta go. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. Blow you the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. They have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Edom before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yes, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Hold on, Stephen. This is the invasion of those armies coming up to Jerusalem, coming up to the land after the 3.5 years. Right? So we know that all the armies of the earth going to come up in there. It's got the same scenario in Zechariah chapter 12 and Zechariah chapter 14. So this is saying the same thing. It's going to be a great army coming up to Jerusalem. They're going to kill some people. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Read verse 10 again.
Joel chapter 2, verse 10. The earth shall quake before them, the heaven shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, and Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now saith Yahweh, turn you even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto Yahweh your Elohim, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meal offering and a drink offering unto Yahweh your Elohim? Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth out of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of Yahweh, Weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their God?
Now, that means the temple got to be built. Because it says in verse 17, let the priests, that means you got to know who you are. So let the priests, the ministers of Yahweh, weep between the porch and the altar. So the altar got to be there. That means the porch got to be there. That means the temple got to be there. And let them say, Spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine heritage to the reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their God? So yeah, that temple got to be built, because this got to be fulfilled. Go ahead, Brother Stephen.
Joel chapter 2, verse 18. Then will Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity his people. Yea, Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you grain and wine and oil, and you shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for Yahweh will do great things. Be not afraid, you beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring, for the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, you children of Zion, and rejoice in Yahweh your Elohim, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month.
Mm-hmm.
And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, the cankerworm and the caterpillar and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you.
Mm-hmm.
And you shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of Yahweh your Elohim, that have done wondrously with you, and my people shall never be ashamed. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your Elohim, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit.
So this is what Peter, this is what he was saying at the Feast of Weeks. He was quoting scripture. He quoted the same scripture. And what this is saying is that it says, and it shall come to pass afterward. So that after will be the after the 1,000 years is up. That's when Yahweh's going to pour his spirit out on all flesh. Right? Well, I say not all flesh, but the children of Israel and their handmaids and servants. But in verse 18, it says, Then will Yahweh be jealous for his land, and pity his people. Yea, Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you grain and wine and oil, and you shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, will drive them into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Now again, that would be the war of Armageddon that we read about, and the fact that after the war of Armageddon, that's when there'll be too many people to bury. The ground won't suck up all the blood that's going to be shed, and it's going to be stinking around there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he said, that his stink shall come up, his ill savor shall come up, because I have done great things. So I just wanted to get that in there. I'm going to stop here, and open the floor up for questions. Does anyone have any questions?
But you want me to finish the rest of it?
You didn't finish?
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Joel chapter 2, verse 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of Yahweh come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh hath said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call.
That's what Paul was reporting in Romans chapter 10. Whosoever shall call upon Yahweh shall be delivered. But they think it's talking about Jesus. Because it can't mean him, because he said whosoever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, didn't he also say that all Israel shall be saved?
Mm-hmm.
So that can't be whosoever. Right, so I'm gonna stop here and see what's on chat. I have Brother Abraham and on Facebook at the top. Okay. Shalom, Brother Abraham. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Brother Al Hayams and Sister Malaka. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom, Mother Leah. Shalom, Gregor Rucker. Shalom, Cujo Goody. We grown, man. We pushing 100, bro. You can't do this in the kingdom, man.
And see, not they don't know.
You can be doing it by yourself. Shalom, Lonely Red Wolf. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Shalom, El Hiram. Shalom, Avisha Judah. Shalom, Sister Neriah. Shalom, Brother Yohanan. Shalom, Islam Yasharada. Shalom, Old Fisher Shamayam. Shalom, Sister Rachel about Israel. Shalom, Shamayan Yasharada Elder. Shalom, Mother Leah said, why is the beast the image of a man in Daniel, and in Revelation the image is a dragon? I need a verse to say that was an image of a man. Let's see here. I think we're referring to Daniel chapter 11. It says, thus shall he do in the most stronghold, verse 39, with a strange God whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many and shall divide. I think what you have to understand, Mother, is that all the empires that came upon the earth in Daniel chapter 7 were guarded as beasts. So that's how Yahweh looks at people, as beasts. In the book of Revelation, he says the image is of a dragon. You have to let me know. I mean, it talks about the dragon in the book of Revelation, but there's no image of the dragon. Well, it's image of the government. Let me put it there. We're talking about that image that the second beast is going to tell the people to make an image of that first beast. But again, it's not mentioned as a dragon that they made an image of. I hope I'm getting the question right, because I don't see none of what you're seeing here. Give me some chapter and verses, mother. Shalom, Brian Thomas. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Terry Outlaw. Shalom, Humble Rollers. Shalom, Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom, Brendan Williams. Shalom, Morning Crisp. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Adrian Davis. Shalom, Elder Mick. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Mother Marsha. Shalom, Yashar. Islam. Shalom, 1M Shelton. This quit, okay. Okay. Shalom, Brother Yosef. Shalom, Tamika Whittiers. Shalom, Brother Otis. Shalom, Brother Shaul. I did some research on the word liars and those who make a lie. And to me, it sounds like the liars talked about in the Bible are actually the enemies of the children of Israel. For example, that is a clear picture of Christ, yet Gentiles love the picture of JC. And even David said all men are liars. Are these liars the Jews and Gentiles who blaspheme the chosen people pretending to be them? A good question. Well, yeah, you have liars on both sides of the ethnic spectrum. Yeah, liars in the Gentiles and liars of the Jews. They lied on the Mashiach to get him crucified. Those people that would be purposely telling lies on Yahweh and purposely telling lies in general, just been lying all their life. So that goes across all ethnicities. Whoever's a liar, yeah, they're gonna be thrown into the lake of fire. And let's see, are these liars the Jews and Gentiles who blaspheme the chosen people pretending to be them? Yeah, they're liars. But I don't understand why would you say they blaspheme. The people that blaspheme are the Edomites. White people are not trying to be Jews. The Edomites are trying to be. And all white people are not Edomites. I hope I got that question for you, Brother Shaul. Elder, was the Maccabean War going against Yahweh? Just wondering because he put the Romans over our people, or they was unknowingly following Daniel chapter 11, in verse 32. No, the Maccabean Wars, Yahweh allowed that. Because, first of all, the Greeks had to make room for the Roman Empire. Just like the Persians had to make room for the Greek Empire. So the Greeks eventually faded out. It wasn't a war between Rome and Greece. It's just that Rome came and took over. If you remember in Daniel chapter 11, when we read verse 30, it says, "For the ships of Shittim shall come against him, therefore he shall be grieved and return and have indignation." The reason they came against him, I mean, this is the Roman Empire, using the Greek ships. The reason that Roman came into the picture is because Antiochus Epiphanes had his eyes on Egypt. And Rome said, "No, you can't have Egypt, buddy." So they had to back off. But in 1132, let's see here. It says here, "And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries, but the people that do know that Elohim shall be strong and do exploits." Let's see. Again, Daniel, between chapter verse 30 and verse 35, that would be the Maccabean Wars. And they did have some autonomy for a while. They had their own coinage. They had their own money. It wasn't working very much, but nevertheless, they were independent once again. But soon the Roman Empire showed up, and they had to fall under the Roman Empire. So at one point, they was independent after the Greek Empire, and now they're no longer independent. All this had, like I say, the Babylonians had to make way for the Medo-Persian, and the Medo-Persian had to make way for the Greeks, and the Greeks had to make way for the Romans. And all this had to happen according to prophecy, the prophecy of Daniel chapter 7. All right. Shalom, Brother Ezra. Elder, after Yeshua's 1,000-year reign, who will be on the throne? Will it be Elohim or the Father? Well, let's go see. Let's go to Revelation chapter 22. Now listen to what it's saying here. In Revelation 22 and verse 1, it says, and this is John the Revelator. It says, and he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb. Now we discussed this before, but yeah, you're going to have two thrones there. You're not going to see Yahweh, because Yahweh is all of that, right? But he makes he enters the realm of man in time and space, and sends his angels to give man some kind of knowledge. But Yahweh's standing outside of time and space, so you're never going to see him. You're going to see Israel, and you're going to see the Mashiach. But in this case here, they both going to have a throne. Let me continue reading. In the midst of the street of it, now he's talking about the new city, Jerusalem. In the midst of the street of it, and out on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servant shall serve him. So you're going to have two thrones. You're going to have two rulers, two kings. Now, we don't know how that's going to work, but we know Israel is Yahweh's firstborn son. Israel, is total spirit. But the Mashiach will be flesh and spirit. So there are two different kinds of creation. We got both of them have the same attributes as the other, because they both are eternal beings. But they're going to be co-rulers when that new heaven and new earth is set up. Sure. All right, I hope that got that for you, Brother Ezra.
Will he be as a spirit, elder? Will he have his own body?
Who?
Israel.
He's gonna have his own body. Yeah. Because let's look at it. Let me see here. In verse 4, in chapter 22, it says, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. So they're going to see who they're in the image of. Right? Remember when they say, let's make man in our image after our likeness?
Right.
But this is the guy. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be the Father won't need a throne, because you got to remember now, the last time you hear about the Father is in Revelation chapter 3, when the Mashiach said he dwells in his Father's throne. That'll be the third heaven. Shalom, Gershom Levi. Praise Yah, brother Alahayim. Shalom. I guess I win. Shalom, Clarence Marks and Sister Yolita. Shalom, brother Benaiah. Shalom, MA Feel Good. Praise Yah. Shalom, brother Benaiah. Shalom, brother Obi. Shalom, who wants to know? Shalom, man, I enjoyed the class lesson yesterday, today, and Sabbath lesson yesterday. Praise Yah, man. Come on back. Shalom, Elder Hezekiah.
Yes, my brother. Shalom.
Let's see here. For a great awakening in these last days, great class, praise Yah. Shalom, MA Feel Good. When are you baptizing again? We usually baptize on the Sabbath, so if you want to, hold on a second here. You need to. I need to talk to you. You need to. You and I need to talk and see. Let us first of all meet you, and you can meet us, so we see. We could discuss baptism. Shalom, Timmy Turner. Then Yahweh said that He will command the birds to eat the flesh of the dead bodies of the wicked ones. Yeah, and all the beasts of the field too. You find that in Ezekiel and in the book of Revelation. But they still got to be buried, according to Ezekiel 39. You still got to bury them dead bodies out there. Shalom, brother Yaakov. Praise Yah. Shalom, brother Cujo Goody. In Joel 2:28, are the sons and daughters singing here when it mentions prophesying? Let's see here. I think that's when it pulls the spirit out.
Except Mother.
And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. That's Yahweh's spirit being poured out on all flesh. So when it talks about prophesying, there's no need to prophesy about anything anymore. As a matter of fact, all the prophets are going to be prophesied out, cut out the land. Nobody's going to be prophesying, because we're coming to the end of all prophecies. Everything's going to be fulfilled. So it's more than likely talking about singing. Yeah. Who wants to know, Elder, why is it such a struggle for some people who found out that they are Israel, those who want to keep the commandments? I'm wrestling with this also. Well, the thing about us is that Yahweh wants people that usually thinks, and black people don't want to think. They don't want to consider. They don't want to go above that level of thought where they are now. So right now they're Christians, and they don't have to do any kind of serious thinking with being a Christian, because everybody you know is a Christian. So they don't want to think. That's the main thing. They don't want to consider what is written in the Bible, because first of all, the Bible, they can't relate to it because they don't know that they are the people of the book. They still think of themselves as Christians. They never consider themselves Israel. So you got to get past that block. And if they do, then it's a miracle that they get past that block. If they get past that Christian block, they may understand what the Bible is saying. But right now, as a Christian, they will never understand it. Let's see. Yeah, it's nothing you can do about that, because if they accept that they're the children of Israel, and they don't go any further than that, that's all that Yahweh want them to know. Shalom, Shaub in Israel. Yes, elder priest, I understand the difference between the Edomites and the Christians. But isn't the Catholic priesthood a counterfeit? Are they claiming to be the chosen people? Thank you, elder. Not really. I never heard a Catholic try to call themselves the chosen people. The closest thing they can come to that is the Pope himself, because they call him the vicar of Christ. But other than that, I have never heard a Catholic claim to be the chosen people. Now, Christians themselves have said God has cast away his people and chosen us. Right? So you see how they act being the chosen. They think that they're the chosen people now. But the Catholic Church, let's see. Yeah, the Edomites and the Edomites pretend to be us, and the Christians say we're a brand new gang. We're brand new kids on the block. So Yahweh loves us. God loves us. But they're not claiming to be the same thing. What they call it is replacement theology. With the white Christians, they believe that they have replaced God's chosen people, and the Edomites say that they are God's chosen people. So that's about all that goes with that. They claim to be, both of them claim to be us. Shalom, Brother Mickey. Elder, in Isaiah 14, 4 through 17, should the angels have done the same thing Satan did? The same thing Satan did and got inside of men and experienced man's sin? Why and how they will be judged? Isaiah 14. Let's see. We just went in Isaiah 14. Let's see. 4 through 17. It says, are you sure you mean 4 through 17? Because I think you might mean 3, because 4 is just, 3 has to precede verse 4. It says, it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressed ceased, and the golden city ceased. And you're saying, well, the angels can't do anything unless Yahweh let them do it. All right? If Yahweh tells them to go get in that man, they go get in the man. So when you look at the people around the world today, around even America, that is a probable question as what is inside of this person. Does he have some kind of spirit that's guiding him to do the things and say the things that he says? That's a question. But all we have is what's already written, that Yahweh sends his angels to our people, or he lets Satan get in some people. For instance, Satan tormented Job, but he didn't get into Job. But he had, he was the one that caused Job all his trouble. The thing about that is, you look at, for instance, a good example of what's going to happen to people that Satan get into is Judas Iscariot. Satan got into Judas Iscariot to betray the Mashiach, right? Now, when the Mashiach knew who he was and what he was going to do, and what did he say about him? He said, best he was never born. So yeah, that I'm looking at that way, that too. If Satan got into somebody, then yeah, they're going to be judged. Shalom, Don, are you saying that Israel, the spirit who we are named after, we will see him? Yes, on that new earth. Yes. Don, family, are you saying we will see Yah, firstborn son, Israel, in his physical form? Yes. Yes. We finally get to see him. Let me see if I can find something that. Let's go to 1 John. In 1 John chapter 3, it says, "Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of Elohim, and it does not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is." Now, he's not talking about the Mashiach here. He's talking about that same God we talked about in Revelation 22. We're going to finally see him. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to see who it is that we model after, who we are the image of. Now, of course, Yahweh get the glory, because he created all things. But he had to have some type of plan or some type of paperwork or some type of design of how he's going to create man. That's why it says in Genesis chapter 2, it says Yahweh Elohim created man from the dust of the ground. I don't have anything else out there.
Good point, yeah. You say now we the sons of God, not of the Messiah.
Right.
So it's talking about we're gonna see him. We're gonna see God.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Another one. What is the significance of keeping your head covered by reading the scripture? Because it doesn't say we have to take our head off. What does it say we have to take our head covering off when we read the scripture? Paul said, "He that prophesies or pray should remove his head covering." Right? Well, we're not prophesying, nor are we praying. I don't understand the question. You can read the book. I mean, white people read the Bible all the time, and they don't have a problem covering their head. So there's nothing significant about it. It's not nothing religious. It's just that's the way we carry ourselves. Shalom, brother Bernard. Is it safe to say that people who were once in this walk, baptized in Yeshua's name, that have gone astray, no longer subscribing to sound doctrine, but creating new doctrine that justify their horrible behavior, like elders who lead the church in the wrong way, or wives who what's FORSJ6? Huh?
things forget their families.
I think it's here trying to say forsake.
Yeah, that'd
I've been seeing that a lot lately. People put numbers in a name, word. They put numbers there. Like for instance, sex. They put S3X.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what the E, yeah, backwards E.
That's but I've been seeing it in other things, like this here.
I think he got forsaken. That's what it means, forsaken. He may have been speaking it.
Huh?
If he's speaking, it'll give you a crazy word. It's forsaken. That's what it means.
Forsaken.
Yeah.
Well, what the algorithm does that?
Yeah.
Oh, so he ain't doing it.
Nah, you can speak what you want.
Okay, that's him speaking. That's what spells out.
Right. And sometimes-
So I see that in a bunch of titles and stuff on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get to this question because we got a whole bunch of folk coming up here.
That's him. Still.
Let's see. What is the question though?
About people turning from.
Is it safe to say that?
from the truth.
Is it safe to say that people who were once in this walk, baptized in Yeshua's name, that have gone astray, no longer subscribing to sound doctrine, but creating new doctrine that justify their horrible behavior, like elders who lead the church in the wrong way, or wives who forsake their families. Well, let's see. Let's see what Peter had to say about that. Let's go to 2 Peter. Chapter 2. I'm going to pick this up at verse 19. It says, while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 19 to verse 22. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption, for of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, through the knowledge of the Adonai and Savior Yahshua HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse than with them than the beginning. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and a sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire. So it's best that they never even heard of this. But Benaiah says, he's having the same attributes as Judas Iscariot. I'm speaking of, and also the same fate. Yeah, if Satan get in you, yeah, that's you. You too. You're a vessel of destruction. Remember now, there are vessels of honor and vessels of dishonor. So if people forsake this, what they've been taught, they're vessels of dishonor. They couldn't help it. It's Yahweh's will. Okay, let's see here. That was a mistake out of priest trying to get my question in fast, okay? All right, appreciate that, Brother Benaiah. Okay, I don't have anything else after him. They just putting up off him mighty quick. Thank you, Brother Benaiah. Thank you, what's the name? Thank you, everybody that joined us today. Join us for our history class this coming third day, which is Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, Facebook, YouTube, to put some up in here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go here. All right, again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube.